Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Good morning. Okay, so I really want to go over this thing with the apprentice program, if we want to even call it that yet, because I did talk to a couple of other plumbers. I talked to Sarah a little bit. Talked to a couple of people about the apprentice program, trying to see, and then I also talked to Kevin, trying to find out what the fairest way is to do the apprentice program, because the problem that we come across in this business now, it's not like it was, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We have nowadays, looking even on Indeed, and going through there's a couple other ones, ZipRecruiter, there's a couple other recruiting sites that we can go on and look for them. Number one, they cost us a lot of money. They're very expensive. And number two, it gets to the point where if you have someone and let's say we bring somebody new in, we don't have people anymore that want to say, very few people are really hungry and really want to, get out there and work for a lower wage. And I know it used to be $10 an hour or even less than that. For those of you who don't know, when I started working when I was 14. Minimum wage is $1.25. Okay, so
I remember $3.75, but
and then it went to $2.10, and then it went to $3 something. But I mean, it was. And when I was in Wyoming, it was like $2 something. I lived in Wyoming for a couple of years in high school, and so I was willing to work hard, do whatever I had to do. Those days are gone for the millennials now that are out there. Most of them. They just don't want to work for a low wage.
Yeah, where's the people
I read
that are
something.
like 18, 19,
You wish.
that are hungry.
Here's
that are
what's
like
here's what's
this.
being said on the news. What I've been reading stuff about the news. Over 50% of millennials truly believe they're going to be millionaires.
Yeah.
How many people think that's
There are-
realistic?
A lot of them are.
Anything they want. But
Yeah,
they
you
They
can.
think-
Wait,
they
you
think they
can
can
be
do
a
whatever.
millionaire, though.
They
but
could be.
They'd have to come in
But
here
over
hungry.
50% of people think millennials, and they don't think they have to work for a living like the traditional hard work, physical work that we do. That most of them believe because of technology that they don't even have to get degrees anymore. They know enough about computers. They know more than mom and dad. So this is kind of where it comes from. Since they know more than mom and dad in technology and the way that the world is going, they can do anything on computers, and they just think that that's the way that the world is going to be, and that they're going to have no problem. They don't even need to get a degree anymore. They can just, they can just do computer gaming or something that's going to make them millions of dollars. I'm going to create a video game. I can create a character like that, or I can, and they really think that, which is crazy. So our workforce has changed tremendously. Now, there are things that are coming back towards our favor that hopefully will happen in the next few years. That's actually going to hit us in the next few years because it's just starting, where there are a lot of programs because of our type of field, electricians, HVAC, plumbing, all of those types of fields are in high demand for employees. There's a lot of high school programs now that are switching back to the way it was when I was growing up. When I was growing up, we had auto shop, we had wood shop, we had all of the different, basically they were trying to get people to be in that type of industry. And then it went away and everything's kind of gone to the technology. But now there's a lot of high schools that are putting people into those programs to become plumbers, electricians, HVAC. But by the time we get there, it's probably at least under 3 or 4 years out because they're just starting those programs again. So because they are lucrative now, they've gotten to a point now where they're lucrative and people know it, but most people don't want that because they don't realize they have to go to school or they have to be an apprentice. And apprentices, if they don't go to school, it's a lot harder to become an apprentice unless you really have that drive. You really do. Jason, he's not a 19 or 20-year-old kid. He's a little bit older. Oscar, a little bit older. Not a whole lot, but a little bit older, right? You get guys that wanted a little bit more and have been through a few years of something else. And they're saying, okay, hey, I've been through this school. I went to the tech school, and now I've done this a little bit. I know I like it. I'm mechanically inclined, and I can do it. So Jason, who just come in, I mean, I heard nothing but good things about him, and I want to bring that up too. He actually has already been here this morning and left because, last night we had a hard time with a particular job as far as getting somebody out there just to turn off water. And, we had several people trying to help in the way that they could on the phone and this and that, but the client was totally stressed, just beyond stressed. Wanted somebody out now, was going to call somebody else if we couldn't get somebody out tonight. Okay? So I'm getting a phone call, Kevin's getting a phone call, everyone's getting phone calls, and, it got to a point where Jason said, hey, I'll go. Right? So that's the kind of person that, you want as an apprentice, because if they're willing to go out day or night, whenever they have to go to help a customer, that's how this business is. We all know that, especially when it comes to emergency repair, service and repair. So just kind of a kudos to him. I know he's not here now, but hopefully he'll see the video and know that he got kudos. So the apprentice program, I'm going to basically just kind of go over what we've talked about, what I talked about with the other, briefly with Sarah. I talked to Nick, talked to Kevin, and the only way we right now currently can get apprentices is if we give them as close to 40 hours as possible. Most of them want that. They're willing to work some overtime if they don't get 40 hours during the week so they can make up that time, plus, obviously, they'll do whatever they have to do. So if we have those type of people, and we have a couple of them, some may be better than others, but the only way we're going to get there is to do what we can to keep them busy and productive. That doesn't mean you come into the shop and you wait around, okay, I'm waiting for someone to see if there's something going on. You got to be productive. So those apprentices, when they're at the shop, their expectation is, I don't care if you got to sweep the back, sweep the warehouse, do something, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen, I don't care. If you're here during that time and there's nothing going on and I'm paying you, I expect you to do something for your work, because everyone else who's on commission, they don't make anything unless they're actually making money, right? So on the case of someone who's an apprentice, the expectation is, if you expect me to pay you, I expect you to do something productive that's going to benefit the team, the shop. Could be cleaning out a truck, could be cleaning a truck, whatever. There's got to be something though. But then, as far as the charging going to the technician, I tried a lot of different ways, and by the time I talked to Kevin about it, Kevin kind of agreed with what I said. The best way to do this is, if you are a technician and you're going out, and I said this before, but I'm going to reiterate it again, there is a cost to the company and there's a cost to the technician using an apprentice, but there's also, it's an investment for both of us. And when I say an investment, when you look at it this way, and this is how you kind of have to think about it, you're not paying their entire wages as a technician. Because if let's say you make, it's a $1,000 job, right? And you have somebody with you for 2 hours, right? That's $30 off the top of the job. What you're actually paying is that the percentage that you're making times their wage. So you really end up paying about a third of their wage. So on $30, you're paying about $10. Okay? So if you, as a technician, what you need to be able to do, or you need to do, is when they're on a job with you, and the only thing that I'm going to charge is when you're on a money-making job. You're on a job where there's money, okay? Not like an HPC or a warranty call, because you're making that money yourself, right? But if there's something that you are getting money on, then I expect that person to be charged for. I'm paying for the rest of that. Now, there's two ways to think about this. One way is, in the beginning of an apprenticeship, it's going to cost you a little bit more time because you're training them, you're teaching them, you're showing them things on part of the job. But the other part of the job is, it should be able to help you get out of there faster, have it cleaner faster, get your tools and ladders or whatever you need to get set up, help you while you're talking to a customer. So it should kind of wash out where they're being productive enough to pay for what you've got to pay for them for. So if they're not, then you either need to be pushing their ass because, again, you're paying for them, a part of it, and we're paying for them, and you got to look out for us, we got to look out for you, we got to look out for each other. But if you got an apprentice who's just lagging and taking their time to and from the truck, and they're leaving a mess that you gotta go back and redo, that type of thing, then I don't want that apprentice. I mean, why? You know, I need to know about it, and we need to say, hey, hey, Alan, this person, whoever it is not working hard enough for me to be able to pay them on any job, you know. But if they're learning and, you know, they're busting their butt for you, they're willing to do whatever you ask them to do, and that type of thing, then as time goes on, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, when you go out and do a water heater flush, or you're tearing a system down and they're helping you get stuff out, and they're moving and they're grooving and all of that, it should help you actually become more productive, and you be able to get done a little bit faster so you can go to the next job. That's the goal of an apprentice, in addition to us teaching them as we go, a little bit here, a little bit there. So if it's a water heater flush, they can hook up the hose and they can start doing this and that while you're going to maybe taking angle stops off somewhere else and doing another part of the job. Whatever it is, you can rely on that. Because if we don't let them if we don't teach them, if we don't train them, number one, we're going to end up losing them. The other part of it is if we don't give them hours, we're going to lose them. They're not willing to just sit around and make nothing while, you know, because someone says, well, you know, I'll call you when I need you. They just can't do it. I mean, they can't live either. They can't survive. So we all have to help each other eat. I mean, that's really the bottom line. We have to help each other eat. And for us to grow as a company, it's either we have to hire full-on plumbers and full-on, you know, installers and stuff, which I'm trying to do, or we're going to have to grow our own. And at this point, that seems to be a little bit easier to do, to grow our own. If someone's out there willing to do it and has the drive, then we'll make better plumbers, we'll make better techs than a lot of the people out there. They get in here and they have things their own way. It's harder to teach an old dog new tricks, for those of you who don't know. It really is. You can do it, it can be done with enough, you know, pushing and prodding and whatever, but it's a lot harder to teach somebody who has all these old habits, they're used to doing it a certain way. And if I get someone who's what we're looking for and can do that, I'm absolutely going to hire them. So if you guys know somebody, please let me know. HVAC installers, you know, service techs, plumbing, send them our way. We need a couple of people because we're getting, and I'm going to get into that as well as far as the advertising and everything. The website is 98% done. Basically now I've sent them all the revisions that I've already approved. Now they're attaching a few more things that were missing, like we didn't have the air scrubber in there, we didn't have a couple of things that were missing, so I've sent them the content, I've approved the content, now it's just being linked. I gotta make sure the links all work and that the spellings, everything was, you know, perfect on those last couple pages,
No more plumbing.
and then it's done.
No more plumbing?
No more plumbing, it's just plumbing. So all of that's basically done either today or very latest Monday. Our site will start on Tuesday. So that means the pay-per-click, I've set the pay-per-click up already, I got all that stuff ready to go. Once the site goes live, the other sites will go off completely. The old Ben site and the old Kalka Heating and Air will be gone, and everything will be rerouted from, even if you have old advertising from the Kalka Heating and Air website, and you go on that website, it's gonna forward it directly to our new website. Same thing with the OC Ben Franklin. It's gonna forward it automatically. Just in case they have like an old sticker or a magnet or whatever, and they try to, you know, go on a website, it's going to forward them to our new website. Okay? So all that starts on Tuesday. And Kevin and Tina are both gone all next week. So for those of you who didn't know, they're going on their little, I guess, yearly trip that AC Pro kind of sponsored, right?
Oh,
So they're going to be gone all week. They leave Saturday night. They're going to be gone until next Monday, probably, the following Monday. So it's up to us to do everything we can to sell everything we can, to, you know, to get these jobs done, get them in, get them out, and keep moving on, because we have to pay for that advertising still that I'm just finishing up to get this thing going for us to be able to roll on time. Okay, so my thought is on it. Well, let me before I go on any further. Anybody have any questions on the apprentice program? I'm not going to charge if you have no money jobs. If it's just an estimate, I'm not going to charge anything. I don't expect you to put that on there. If you can put on their hours so that I know that they worked with you, but I mean, I'm not going to charge you on your jobs. I'm only going to charge you if there's money, And obviously you're only paying your percentage of whatever it is. The most is gonna be is 32% times whatever they ended up working. So you're paying basically a third, we're paying the other 2/3. That's as fair as I can make it for everybody. And I'm asking you to suck it up and train these people so that we can have good people that, like, for an example, when Sarah starts selling and she's trained somebody for 4, 5, 6 months and they're out doing water heater flushes and setting her up, she knows they know how to set her up because they're doing it her way. That's gonna benefit Sarah completely down the road. Is it gonna help her today or tomorrow necessarily? No, because she's gonna be teaching somebody something who doesn't know a damn thing about anything and only has a little thing of tools right now. But the goal is 4, 5, 6 months from now, as we're getting busier, we're gonna be able to say, like we done with Jesse, Jesse, you're out on your own, get out there, get this thing done. Is Jesse gonna fall on his face every once in a while? Yeah. He's gonna call somebody, he's gonna have to call Sarah, call Kevin, call
That's already happened.
Nick. You know, he's gonna have to call somebody. That's fine, that's the only way they're gonna learn. As long as we don't flood someone's house or do something stupid, I mean, have the foresight to say, let me make this call before I mess something up. I just don't know what the hell, I don't know what I'm doing on this. But with today's technology, we have that advantage. We can do FaceTime, we could do, you know, videos and pictures and send them and say, hey, look what I'm going on here, this is what's happening, help me out. And if that means we gotta stop and go over there and help him, then we go do it. But at least he's gonna get that on-the-job experience that he needs so that he can actually be more sufficient, self-sufficient on his own. So that's the goal of the apprentice program. Anybody have any questions on that?
Just a few quick questions and pointers on the apprentice program. So obviously I'm bringing some of it over from being a mechanic. When I would hire someone in at a diesel shop, they were my apprentice, and like you said, it was a profit share. I had to pay part of their hourly. That was just, it didn't matter. If we're hiring in an apprentice, like let's say Ryan brings in his buddy Thomas, would that be mostly his apprentice as best to our abilities? I know we're a small company.
Yeah, okay, so let me answer that question because I know where you're going with it. For me, the way that I wanted to do the apprentice program, that's how I wanted to do it in the beginning. The thing that I've learned since I've been here in the last 6 months is that Kevin tends to basically look at the board every day and he says, you know what, I'd rather have this person here because we need to get this job done. It's more about the money at this point right now, honestly. I mean, we've got to get all the money and we can.
Everybody has.
Everybody too.
That's
Well,
the
yeah.
thing.
So if Sarah
Individually,
needs somebody
everybody
more
has
than
to.
you need someone today and that's your apprentice, then Sarah's gonna get him.
Well, that's why I said mostly. I
Mostly,
understand.
yes. So the goal is to try to keep them with the same person. That's what I'd rather have because especially if it's someone who I know is gonna train them a certain way. I know Sarah's gonna, you know, be very particular and, because she doesn't wanna spend an extra dime and I know that. I know that about Sarah, so.
That's why you have Ryan doing the tankless reroute.
But you know what? The bottom line is, I mean, I respect that because, no, I totally respect that. And at the same time, we can't grow any other way. And she's not gonna really be able to grow to that next level as a salesperson with people underneath her that know how to do things the way she wants it unless she does that. She has to invest in that. Because if not, she's gonna get out there as a salesperson and she's gonna go, shit, I wanna go back to being a plumber because this person doesn't know what they're doing, that person doesn't know what they're doing. They're not doing it the way that I would do it, and I can't make money this way. We can't have that. I gotta have someone know exactly what Sarah expects. Sarah has to say, this is what I expect, if you don't like it, get the fuck out. Excuse my language.
No,
If you can't be an apprentice, if she's gonna say that, you know that.
I've heard Sarah
Take the bus.
If they're not working hard, what's Sarah gonna say? Get out. You're not. I'm not gonna train someone who isn't trainable or who doesn't want to bust butt because I'm paying for you and damn it, I'm not
Well,
gonna
'cause
spend an
I
extra
busted my
dime.
ass out there too.
Exactly.
Sarah
So-
I'm
already
looking for
called
someone
Bryce
that's
to
gonna
pick
bust
up one
their
of
ass
her
harder
helpers.
than me, is what I'm looking for.
Someone that tries
Yeah.
to show you up.
Somebody
That's what
show
you
me
want
up,
then.
please.
So that's how it's gotta be, but yeah, if, the majority of the time, when it's a normal day, we don't have big jobs and you have to get out and get clothes, that would be the goal for me, is to have that same person with the same person for as long as we can. Now, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden we get another apprentice and say, okay, Mike, you've had this apprentice long enough, guess what? You get this one and now I'm gonna put this one with Ryan, cause you know, maybe you've had experience, the most experience in the beginning to get them going, and now Ryan's gonna just kind of, you know, do the same thing because you taught Ryan. So, I mean, it just may, it may work that way, we may switch things up, but in general, that's the goal, is to keep the same person with the same person.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, it just allows whoever the senior is or the lead to impart their way of doing it and their process, and it gives us as the seniors the ability to go, yeah, you got this furnace. I'm gonna go
Right.
walk away. I'm gonna go look at this. You
Right.
got this. But when we rotate them around too much, it's like, well, I don't know what he knows.
Right, right,
And then we gotta play mother hen, because
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's kinda
Next
going
thing I know-
backwards and going backwards, yeah, so that,
Come
next
on,
thing I know,
Tim.
I turn around and the service side and all the braze connections are up in the back corner of a wall up against a window.
Yeah, that was your buddy that knew how to do a line set.
Yeah, rough.
That was the great and almighty Ralph.
But, you know, I mean, he flipped it around, he did correct it, but it's like, what are you,
yeah.
Because you didn't train him, so you weren't sure exactly what he would do.
you know,
Yeah.
it's okay.
And again, that's the difference between having somebody who's new, who you're teaching from beginning to end,
Yeah.
compared to someone who does it his own way, because his way's not always your way. I mean, that's the problem with people who've been here been doing this a long time. I mean, we got Jaweed that's been doing it a long time, but still, at least he's willing to learn new tricks. I mean, he's been speeding it up, he's been doing a lot of things different, so.
He's a,
You got it, some
Unique
people are
one
willing, I
now.
said, most people are not though, right?
I
Most
can
most
tell
of us
you-
old dogs don't wanna learn new stuff, we just wanna do it the way we're used to doing it and saying, okay,
Well, I can't use
That's
my
my
old
beer.
partner Jim as an example, because Jim trained me in this industry, so what I do is a mirror of his, but Ryan's worked with another technician, Mike
Quite a few.
Jensen.
Jensen? Oh, yeah.
Jensen does things completely differently than Jim does.
mhm,
And Jensen, if I brought him in here, there's no way you would train that dog a new trick. He does
Yeah,
things
there's a
his
lot of
way,
people
but
like
he's
that.
quick. He does a good job, the customers love him, he's in and out.
Yeah.
But that's the two sides you're gonna get. And I've always had better experiences bringing up automotive and diesel mechanics that had their handbag worth of tools,
mhm,
rather than a roll-in of tools.
right,
When they come in with a whole bunch of tools, they already know what they're doing and they wanna be left alone.
yep.
New guys ask questions.
Alright, so what other questions do you have about it?
As far as, so we take an HPC, like Oscar and I were on one the other day, we wound up doing 3 air conditioner HPCs.
Right.
And then we sold work out of it.
Right.
So we get our credit for the hours for the HPC, and then it flips over
Right.
into.
So basically what you're gonna do is on your, let's say you worked there for 6 hours,
Right,
okay? And 4 hours was HPC and 2 hours was job. You
Okay,
simply do that. You put 4 hours HPC, total hours 6, right? So I know that 2 hours were on the job, that's what you're basically paying for.
okay,
And then the 4 hours for HPC, and then you're getting paid your HPC fee for that,
okay,
okay?
yeah,
Because that's the goal of an HPC, everyone knows that, that's the goal. The HPC is not going in, no one wants to make $15 an hour, we don't make any money on an HPC. We make money, the reason we even do HPCs is so we can get out there and sell something else. That's the goal. So if you can do that half the time, you're gonna definitely make up the time that you spent on the other HPC, so, or more. You should do at least 50% closing on something, there's work there. So just get it, right?
and, the other question I had is, so when we sell, like, they only sold 1 HPC to this customer, but there was 3 systems. So part of what I sold was additional systems. I take that out of what I'm writing for the job sold for on your commission sheet. It's kind of a sidetrack, but, so you have your job sold for money. So I had $218 that was additional HPC programs.
Right,
I put that in the sold new HPC
sold new HPC.
and take it out of the job sold for.
No, it stays in the job
It
sold,
stays in the job sold for. Okay.
okay?
I just didn't know if it applied to service volume or if it gets back
Yeah, it's-
out.
If you sell an HPC, it's still gonna count as service volume.
Yeah.
So, all right,
That's all I had.
so yeah, that's the apprentice program, hopefully that gives you a better understanding of how that works, so we don't have any issues with that. My goal for next week, because we have Kevin gone, I'm gonna ask of Sarah and Nick, and I won't see Nick till a little later, to help us sell whatever needs to be sold. If you need my help, call me. I mean, if I have to come out to a house, I'll do what I can to do it. Now, HVAC system, if you tell me what needs to be done, I don't have a problem going up and talking in front of a customer, being your second person, or doing it over the phone, or whatever we gotta do. But we need to still try to think about getting as many sales as we can. Some people I don't have to say anything to, other people I'm saying it to just because Kevin's not here is not a reason not to sell something. We're not
Sell more.
gonna wait until Kevin gets back to sell something. okay?
Should sell more while.
Exactly. Let's
I
let's
think-
show him that we
I
can still
think
sell.
We should sell more.
Yeah.
Let's show them we can still sell and get these jobs done, because we do need to make this money. This marketing thing is, like I said, it's just ramping up, we're just ready to go on it. We've been spending a lot of money, we've got a lot of money out, probably like 15 grand already, and it's not gonna stop. So that's how we're gonna get our leads, and by putting this money in the marketing thing, okay? So that's how we're gonna explode, and that's how it's gonna get busy as heck for everyone. But in the meantime, just make sure you don't do anything to slow a sale down. Oh, Kevin's not here, I'll have to wait for Kevin to come back. No. Well, let's find someone here that can help you be that second person, to be that validator and sell it and get it done.
Go for the jugular, guys. Just go for it.
Anybody have any questions? It doesn't mean go outside of our I don't want you to go outside of our process
So I
to
should
sell.
start selling carpentry?
Yeah.
Electrical.
No, I mean, so to get that second person, well, all I'm saying is to get that second person is still important, right? To get that validation is still important. So get somebody, if it's somebody who works with you, if it's someone who is on the other side of the company, meaning HVAC to plumbing, plumbing to HVAC, fine. Get somebody that you know is gonna come out, you know it's gonna be Sarah, you know it's gonna be Nick, Mike can do things as well, Ryan can do things. I mean, you have Jesse, you have Jay, bring them out there as your second opinion, and just help if you need help, get it. But we need to get things closed and sold, okay?
Quick question on the advertising.
Yeah.
Business cards.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need some business cards.
I think we already
told
ordered
Bryce
yours.
about it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we ordered
I've
yours.
been talking about business cards since I started working here, and I've never gotten them.
Since
Well,
August.
we decided not to give you any.
I figured.
Well,
We decided not to get.
That's the only reason.
No, we're doing them
It's been
slow.
like a year and a half.
What the
Okay, now
Zero
Bryce has
business
talked to me a
cards.
couple of times about different business cards. The first thing we had to do was, okay, there's like 5 things that have had to happen. First thing, all your emails are changing if they haven't already. So all your emails are gonna be your first initial, your last name, .kalka@gmail.com.
Kalka BFP?
No, that's going away, that's the
That's what it is
problem.
now.
I've got like 6 different emails out there. There's a Kalka BFP, there's
That's been confusing.
a K Kalka, there's like, there's 6
I
different
have
emails.
Kalka.
Yeah, so all of those are going away. Everyone's gonna have the same type of email, so that on your business cards,
Kaka.
so on your business cards, I wanted all of that to be the same. The new logo had to obviously change, so we just got that done, so it's Kalka Plumbing, Heating and Air, and then it says, because we care about your plumbing, heating and air, that had to change. And then our website changed, right? Now our website, instead of, we had Kalka Heating and Air, which is gone now, it's gonna be gone next week, and then we also had the Ben Franklin one, right? So all of that had to go away. So now it's really easy to remember, Kalka Plumbing and, spelled out, Kalka Plumbing, Heating and Air.com. That's our website. So anybody who has a question, I mean, that's gonna be our new website starting Tuesday, Kalka Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Simple.
Real simple. And
That was not taken.
so, that wasn't taken.
No.
So we don't have to worry about, because I had to worry about, I wanted that website to be up, okay?
Yeah.
When you guys hand out business cards, I don't want someone looking at your business card and saying,
Nothing's matching up.
nothing matches up.
Right.
Email's
That's what's happening
wrong,
right
they
now.
send it, it
We're
goes
no
somewhere
longer
wrong.
on the trend.
Exactly.
We're changing companies, but I still have the Benjamin Franklin. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's why the business
It's
cards,
like someone removed something
Yeah.
off your truck.
Take a
yeah.
mental picture of
Yeah.
this.
that's why the
Remember
business
this.
cards are being held back, guys. So that's why they're being held back, because I was trying to get all of this done, because I don't wanna go spend money on business cards and have to redo them and da-da-da-da-da. It's just a major pain. So now that I've got, next week, that'll happen as far as the website will be live. So then the business cards, when we give them to you guys, will have that correct, it'll have your email that'll be correct, all of that.
And when are we advertising? When are we launching that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday's the day.
Okay.
So, I'm begging you guys to continue to sell and close, because I need that money. And I hate to say it, but I need that money for the advertising, because we put a separate account now for marketing. Because what was happening with marketing, which was also slowing us down, is all of a sudden Sarah says, oh, I need to buy this part. Oh, Ryan says, I need this. Mike says, I need this. And, Luciano,
R22.
everyone's saying, I need this. And, everyone's ordering parts. So then we've got Karina, Tina, and Bryce, and Kevin. They're all using these accounts that we were using our money out of, and they were basically buying parts. So then by the time we transfer money, there's always some lag. And then marketing's saying, where's my money, where's my money, where's my money? And I try to do an electronic, and there's no money in the account. Well, it's because someone just took it out, and they just took it out again. We put some more in, and then they took that out. So now we got a separate marketing account that's being used for that. So all we gotta do is just keep making sure money stays in there, and no one else has a card to take that out. So that's how I went around this whole thing, because it was really upsetting me that I couldn't pay for the market, and the guy's saying, well, where's the money, where's the money? Well, we had it in the account, but someone keeps spending it. So, that's why it's important, because what I'm doing is, every job that's sold, I'm taking a little portion of that and putting it in the marketing, a little portion, put it in the marketing, a little portion, put it in the marketing, and that stays there for marketing. But the only way I can do that is if we close it and sell it, right? Sell it and close it. So please, do everything you can on that, get your collections, and then I'll be able to take care of marketing. All right?
The other thing is service stickers, branding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
we will
where's
get
the-
those. I have that on like my 100 stickies that are on my desk. That's something else, but again, I had to wait till we get to a certain point for all of that, so that when we put our website and everything on there, on the sticker, and they were to go to us, they go to the right place.
Perfect, but I had a suggestion. So we have these big giant billboard size ones right now.
Mhm.
I mean, they're 2/3 of the size of this sheet.
They're pretty much that size of that sheet, dude.
Yeah. They don't fit on condensers.
Yeah.
Business card size, or like a what would it be, 5x7, 4x6.
Okay?
Those sizes fit on condensers, they fit on furnaces, they fit on water heaters. It's a lot easier for us rebranding
Right.
to just stick it over.
Yeah, and it's a great idea. I mean,
The big ones are great for covering someone else's sticker.
Somebody asked me about them already, but again, that's one of those things, we had to get to a certain point. We're basically there next week. So, we also have a new guy that's in Bryce's old office. He works for, he's a printer.
Ooh.
He has a printing company.
So he can give me the business cards.
He can get us stickers, business cards, whatever. So,
That'd be cool.
depending on his price, I haven't gotten pricing yet, but
Well,
anyway, he's an
if-
option for us.
If he likes his
For free.
office,
Yeah. Come on, we're friends.
Discounts, give us-
Discounts.
Right.
I'll give him a free AC tune-up if he,
No, we don't do anything for free.
well, it's our unit.
There's nothing for free.
I'll do a free AC tune
just
if you
take
give
free
all of us
stuff.
business cards, give us new stickers, and fix the car.
You come down to my house?
Yeah, Ryan, we do need to make a trip to Vista.
Yeah.
This guy's got a laundry list of work.
I do, I have a laundry list, and it's gonna
Give
get
me
bigger.
about 25 minutes, I'll find a few things.
Yeah.
Or step through a ceiling.
That means I found something. There seems to be a crack in
Oscar has to
this ceiling.
stay.
Oscar's not the only one stepping through
That's
here.
ridiculous.